Thoroughbreds I thought wasn't the most amazing movie. Good closing film for Anton Yelchin, unfortunately, rest in peace. But there was a lot of stuff I liked to highlight about that movie, and there's a lot of stuff to highlight about this movie. Drive-By Movies coming at you with another episode of
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name's Blaise.
And this week we are checking out HBO's new film by Corey Finley, Bad Education.
This is a criminal matter. Frank's gonna fix this.
The story of Bad Education stars Ray Romano, Allison Janney, and Hugh Jackman. So Bad Education is about a school where the superintendent and the staff of the school embezzles a ton of money and gets into a ton of trouble. This is labeled as a dark comedy. How'd you feel about it?
I enjoyed it for the most part. It's funny that you say dark comedy because I didn't really enjoy the comedy aspects of the movie. I mainly enjoyed the dark drama aspect of it because it's based on a true story. I wasn't too familiar with the true events of this. I mean, we've kind of seen like tax fraud, tax evasion kind of stuff in the past. We hear about it in the news literally daily, it feels like. But seeing a movie about it was pretty interesting, and seeing it taken this way because just the fact that like a high school brought it into the news light and everything. I found that the most interesting part of the movie. The actors and performances are fantastic in this as well too. But overall, it was a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, this is brought to us by HBO, and if you enjoy watching Hugh Jackman guzzle down black charcoal drinks, then you're probably going to enjoy this film. But other than that, for me, I have to, go with what you said about the dark comedy aspect. I didn't really find there to be any comedy in the movie. I thought just, the whole premise, the whole idea and plot of the film is like pretty messed up when you think about it, and I guess that's where they get the idea that it's a dark comedy. I think there still has to be jokes in it to be a comedy. I know it's a messed up premise, a messed up story about people stealing money, public funds for themselves, but it's just because it's messed up doesn't mean it's funny. Like, yeah, it's funny to think about, I guess, so that you don't think about how bad the situation actually is. You could just laugh it off, I guess, but other than that, like, you really got to think about how messed up this really is, and just labeling it as a black comedy, I don't think we actually think about everything really that's going on behind instead of just, laughing at it.
Well, I think one of the main things is the trailer. The trailer kind of advertises it as a black comedy, where watching it, I didn't really find it to be like black comedy-esque as much. Like, I felt like an A24 kind of trailer where it leads you on just to pull in the masses. But for the most part, I just found it typical to just like any other kind of drama for the most part. There are some comedic moments at times throughout the movie, but I liked some of the more like hidden dramas and hidden turmoils within the movie for the most part, like the inner demons that people have. Like, the best scenes I thought was when the high school student has her conversation with her dad. The charcoal scenes, I don't remember them as much, but that first one I remember was pretty like gross and everything. But I'd say overall it's like one of the best movies I've seen this year, but it sucks because I haven't seen all that many movies this year.
Yeah, new ones at least. I think you've seen a ton of movies in general.
Oh yeah.
I just watched Rise of the Skywalker for the first time.
Yeah,
but
finally catching up on 2019
for
movies.
another day. So, yeah, even watching 2019 movies, but in terms of 2020 movies, all the theaters shut down, so I'm not going to see any new movies there.
Yeah, got a couple of video on demand movies to look forward to, I guess, in May. But overall, like, I enjoyed this movie. It would have been a movie that I probably still would have checked out regardless if we got it or not in theaters, or if we still had the movie theaters open and this was just announced on HBO and came out. I probably still would have watched it just from interest. I did enjoy Thoroughbreds overall, and one thing I do want to acknowledge and say that I appreciated most about the movie were the shots within it. I find that a lot of directors kind of just have shots that just get you from place to place, just make the scene work. But for the most part, every shot in this movie is interesting. It's framed very well. I remember watching a really cool video essay on Edgar Wright on just like how every shot has potential to be interesting and tell a story. And maybe not every shot tells a story within this movie.
In general, I have to agree with you. I think the cinematography is very well done in this movie. It looks awesome. And that's something like, this is a really like good drama for the actors that are on display here. Like Hugh Jackman totally kills it. And you're right. Like the director, Corey Finley, could have just, phoned it in with this, had a cinematographer just phone it in. All right, just figure out how to get this 2-shot or this, etc. And didn't have to really do that crazy of a job because the acting is so good. But I thought the cinematography really makes, kind of boring scenes, like boring, mundane scenes, really a lot more interesting than they are. And it's not just about the performances in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was like just a good showcase. I'm interested to see what Corey has to do in the future. Thoroughbreds, I thought wasn't the most amazing movie. Good closing film for Anton Yelchin, unfortunately, rest in peace. But there was a lot of stuff I liked to highlight about that movie. And there's a lot of stuff to highlight about this movie. Like, I don't think Corey is like really a director to reckon with just these times yet, but he's a guy to keep an eye on or keep your ear out listening for, seeing what he's got coming up next, I'd say.
Yeah, most definitely. I have to say, if you do have HBO and you check this out, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think it is a good watch. Like, it's definitely entertaining, especially in the times that we have currently where there's not that many new movies. So if you want to watch a new movie that people are somewhat talking about online, I guess this is the one for you. So checking out Bad Education on HBO.
Yeah, of course. After doing that, leave a comment and let us know what you thought about the movie. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all our latest updates.
That's it for this week. Tune in next week for a brand new, fresh releases.